Bill, what have you been up to since you've been in Copenhagen?
We've been spending a lot of time meeting with people that we interact with all the time, both in the faith community and in some of the corporate community. The responsible companies that are here trying to push for a climate agreement as well. So.
And have you been encouraged by the meetings that you've had and the voices that you've heard so far?
Yes, it's amazing to find a very progressive corporate voice here, in particular calling for a climate pact so they can get on with the business of innovating and trying to bring about new practices that'll be climate friendly. And I think that the amazing array of religious voices that are here is for the first time, particularly from all the developing nations, has been really a great thing to see.
What about the interface between the faith community and the political process? Are there attempts to get to the American delegation to sit down with them and put your thoughts in their minds?
Well, there was a major meeting with them prior to even coming here for the faith community, and there will be some activity this coming week. We hope to get some of the international religious voices a chance to sit down with the State Department and give their perspective on things. It'll be a different voice that they don't often hear in Washington, D.C.
Because one of the tricky things is back in the States, average member of the public still remains to be convinced about some of this stuff. So it's quite a long, hard track, isn't it, in terms of getting people behind you?
Well, this has been going on for a number of years. We've been working for a long time on this issue. In the recent time, there's been major counter effort to try to convince people that nothing's going wrong and there's no need to act or whatever. We tracked that way back from the early days when basically the oil and gas industry got together and decided a major strategy needed to be launched. They spent millions and millions of dollars. They've had some impact. But by and large, people understand the need to change, and people are really ready to go for it. We had a survey of Presbyterians that showed that vast majority of our church people support a treaty to set targets and timetables and address climate change. So we're pleased with that.
And finally, would people be prepared to pay higher taxes for flying and really assess the carbon intensity of their own lives if that's the price that you have to pay, you think?
Well, there's been shown that we have people who are willing to pay a little bit more. But the interesting thing that's going on now is if you talk to a lot of the business people, with the ability to innovate in the technology, there's all kinds of examples of how it does not increase costs. It's actually more efficient. And so we can get this thing done without a major impact upon the general public. But that's going to take some hard work. We have to get capital flowing to the right technologies. We got a lot of challenges ahead, but it can be done.
Any meetings planned with the president when he comes later this week?
Well, I wish there were. Who knows? We'll have to see. He's going to be much sought after, I'm sure, on Friday, and we're all eager to see what he's going to have to say. He's been to Oslo. Now we're hoping he's going to put some meat on the bones and prove that the prize was well deserved.